This is about as wide open as I've seen the SEC West in a while. And by wide open, I mean in the final year of the West, it's not a given that Alabama's going to walk away as the favorite. Your chance of saying that LSU is the favorite when we leave Nashville?
LSU is going to be voted by the media as the favorite. I said the media, even though I'm part of it, because I always forget to turn in my ballot. So you can never actually blame me because I always forget. But I think LSU will be picked as the favorite in the West. And with good reason. They won the West last year. They bring a lot back. Alabama has questions at quarterback. The other part of the West, and this is the wild card, Texas A&M is a boom or bust situation. Texas A&M's starting lineup can compete with anybody. And if they can stay healthy, they can beat anybody. They beat LSU last year. They almost beat Alabama last year, and they had a horrible season. But they also could be a complete tire fire. So we don't know what's going to happen with them. Arkansas is going to be sneaky good because KJ Jefferson's back, Rocket Sanders is back. Hugh Freeze at Auburn. That makes things really interesting. Now, I don't think Auburn's going to be in a position where it can win the division in the last year of the division, but I do think that they could be in a position where they could beat some people. I mean, you saw when Hugh got to Ole Miss, they became a team that was a scary upset problem pretty quickly, and then he started getting, your Laramie Tunsils, your Robert Kimdiches, and they became one of the better teams on that side. He has a chance to do that at Auburn. Now, he had to do some serious roster resurrection at Auburn right now. I don't expect them to be able to compete game in, game out. That said, if I'm a defensive coordinator in the West right now, I do not want to see them because his offenses always work. When have you seen a Hugh Freeze offense that didn't work?
Never.
He's always got that. The one thing that worries me about Hugh Freeze, and I'm not saying this will definitely carry over from Ole Miss, but every year, Andy, it seemed like at Ole Miss when he had good teams, there was always that one game, and you're like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember, I think in 14 it was Arkansas. They just got blasted by Arkansas. They were a top 10 team. They go to Florida.
In 15 it was Florida.
Yeah,
they went down to Gainesville and got destroyed.
Yeah. And it was just always a head scratcher with him.
Yeah, and I think that's when you can't put together an Alabama or Georgia type roster, you're going to have games like that. It's inevitable that you're going to have a game where a team that has similar talent to you can beat you. And that's what they ran into. So I think that's now what Hugh Freeze can do at Auburn that's different than Ole Miss is you can build a roster as deep potentially as Alabama, as Georgia. It's not easy, especially with Billy Napier trying to do the same thing at Florida, Jimbo trying to do the same thing at A&M, Brian Kelly trying to do the same thing at LSU, but it's possible at Auburn. And that's what I'm curious about is can he build that kind of depth to be a contender year in and year out?